Hey everybody, and welcome back to Living Between Paychecks Kitchen. I'm Oz, Jackie Lady Sterling Lake Jackson. So this was coming from my galley kitchen with Jason Voorhees over my shoulder. I always forget he's up there. And this one is just near and dear to my heart. Just mostly close to my heart because the cholesterol medicine doesn't work that well. Whatever. But it's grilled cheese, and we're going to add crawfish tails to it, mostly because Texas Gulf Coast, and I'm going to Louisiana this weekend, so I might get beat up by my Louisiana friends for taking the Lord Crawfish in vain. Or whatever. But this is really good. I saw it online the other day. It looked a mess. I just wanted to try it. Before we get into it, be sure to like, share, subscribe, do all the YouTube-y stuff. Ring the little bell down in that corner. Also, there's down in the doobly-doo, there's some merch. We got our aprons, fake hand spatulas, all kind of little kitchen-y stuff. We're a small business. We very much appreciate it. And let's just get into the food. Yeah. Ignore the fact that I'm using a sleeve as a headrest.
Alright, super simple. My lighting looks horrible. I apologize. But we're going to need bread. Basic ass Wonder Bread. I got this at like Walmart. You're going to need butter. I use like a stick and a half. This is not healthy. You're going to need some cheese. I'm using some extra sharp cheddar cheese and it's pre-shredded. Trust me, this is the best way to do it. It's a little more expensive than your American sliced stuff, but it tastes better and it's a lot better. You're going to need 5 ounces of evaporated milk. You got to shake the bejeebles out of it. But this is going to help in making it a little creamier, a little thicker. And you're going to need a package of these crawfish tails. I've been getting these for like $5-6. I can get them at like my H-E-B, Walmarts and stuff, and they work really well. And after that, it's just what you want to spice them with. I love using these pepper stuff. I found this in ghost pepper, but I ain't going to do that. I'm going to use a little bit of the jalapeno stuff. Completely optional. Old Bay seasoning. This is what I get because the crawfish tails are not seasoned. And I'm going to use a little bit of pepper. You can use any kind of chili powder or just black pepper, whatever, or just leave it out if you don't want it spicy. I'm going to use the chipotle powder stuff. But yeah, it's a grilled cheese with one added step. So make sure these are defrosted. You're going to get them and rinse them a little bit. Don't have to soak them. Just want to cut them out, put them in a colander, run a little water through them, and let them sit. Now, while you're doing that, get you a medium-sized pan, put it on about medium. I'm going to put it at about a 6 out of 9 that goes on my thing here. And then go ahead and, after you shake it, go ahead and put that whole thing of the evaporated milk in there. Just remember, it's just the 5 ounces. Like, it's the teeny tiniest little one. All right? It's like $1 or something. But yeah, just use that whole thing. And then you want to put about 3 cups of your shredded cheese in there. If you want more cheese, that's fine. That's absolutely up to you. I'm not a giant fan of cheese, but this is great. Don't kill me for that blasphemy. Get you a wooden spoon. I've been playing with the lighting on this. Man, it has just gone screwy. I used this camera to go film some search and rescue stuff over the weekend, and it kind of fried all my settings. So once that starts melting, just give it a little bit. Go ahead and put your crawfish tails in it. Now, these are already cooked, right? They were cooked and frozen because if you don't cook them, they just kind of goop and it's gross. So all we're trying to do this is heat that up and melt the cheese, okay? That's all that's going to get in there. So don't let it sit too long. You don't want to scald or burn that cheese that's on the bottom. And then once you start mixing that in, go ahead and add the stuff. I'm using my adorable teaspoon here to add some jalapeno stuff. Just put that goop in there. Now be careful with that. It's great, but it's really salty. Same as with the Old Bay seasoning. We're going to do just a little bit up to taste here. I don't want to drown it because it is salty, and then just a little bit of the chipotle powder. The chili powder that's chipotle. It's just a smoked jalapeno. I don't know why they give it a different name. Go ahead and fold that in, mix it up, and then we're going to add some more of our Old Bay here after we've stewed it a little bit. Because if you don't and you go really heavy with it, it'll leave you with really salty pockets of stuff. And as my friend, the hot mess always tells me about, that's not true, you made it up, it's not that salty. What she actually says is just, just stir it around so that you don't get clumps of salty in there. Shout out to her. She's actually a very good cook, and I'm just giving her a hard time. Hope she doesn't record that and throw it back in my face. Whatever. So go ahead and fold in your seasoning and stuff. Go ahead and get that cheese nice and melty, okay? And you got your crawfish cooked up in there. It's, like I said, it's already cooked. It's just warmed up. Go ahead and remove it from heat and set it to the side. Now, get you a decent skillet here. Put it about the same, medium high. There's 2 schools of thought on grilled cheese. Butter the bread first, or just butter when you put it in there. I'm going to fry the bread, so I guess this is never a grilled cheese. It's always just a fried cheese. And before my European friends get mad at me, it's not a toasty either. It's not a toast. It's just fried bread. But it's not fry bread, so I'd love to do that sometime too. So I'm going to go ahead and put some butter in there, let it start to melt, and then I'm going to catch it underneath my bread here. Just my regular old white bread stuff here. I'm going to do 2 at a time. Now, I do this differently. I want my bread to have the same consistency on both sides. Again, I'm watching Joe Blow do some horror review stuff, going back over The Hills Have Eyes, I think, that one. So you just want this to cook until it gets golden brown. This is just absorbing the butter. It takes a little while to get up to heat, but once it gets there, it cooks really fast. Okay, I want my bread to have the same consistency on both sides. So a lot of time when you do grilled cheese, it's grilled on one side, the bread itself, but the inside is still just like regular white bread. So I'm going to go ahead and do 6 pieces of the bread here, grilling, frying, both sides, and then set them off. That's going to be my top bread, and then I'll show you how we do the other ones here. So once you get them nice and golden brown on either side, remove those, just rinse, repeat, so you get as many as you want. Now, this made 6 sandwiches. I should have made more, but I only had half a loaf of bread, so I'll show you how to handle that. So now that you've got all your top bread done, we're going to start the same way. Going to put some butter in our skillet here, let it start melting, catch it under that bread, let it start to brown it on that one side. Again, use my spooky spatula here. I'm going to go ahead and see it's starting to get cooked. Now we'll do a little more inside, but that's going to be the inside of our stuff here. So just give it a little more butter on there. Again, this is not healthy. I cannot put a disclaimer up, but it's delicious, it's amazing, but it is not great. So flip it over. Once that starts cooking, this is kind of a time thing. You want to go ahead and put you a dollop of that cheese and crawfish mixture that's in there. Use your fork to kind of dress it up, because if it hangs out the other side, you start getting burned cheese on the side, and it's just not great. Don't put a lot of this, because it'll squeeze out, and it's just never great. So you just want to be able to seal it. So we'll get one of those top pieces that we cooked both sides of earlier. Put the cook size on the inside. Kind of dress it up, tuck it in. Like, tuck it in. In fact, guys, we know what we're talking about. Just tuck it in. Yeah, you got it. So once it starts getting golden brown, get you a nice, good plate out, right? Because you're going to make a lot of these, so you got to share them with somebody. So go ahead and get your spatula out here. You're going to flip it just in case. I don't like flipping these back and forth. I could do both of the outsides at the same time, save a little time, but the more you flip it, the more chance you have to lose cheese and crawfish into the skillet. And that's it, man. Just rinse and repeat. This makes so much with just the 3 cups of the cheese that I ended up making 6 sandwiches, a quesadilla, like a rolled up thing, and then an open faced one with the butt of the bread. Always eat the butts. Gentlemen, ladies, everybody, eat the butts. It's not wasted bread. It's some of the best parts of the bread. So this is the open faced one. I made a quesadilla because I ran out of bread, but I had tortillas because it's taxes. And then I did one that was just roll up because I still had more left. This is amazing. This worked out really well. It tastes delicious. I didn't season it overly much, so it wasn't just like you couldn't get the taste of the cheese and the crawfish at the same time. So this worked out really well. Again, it's under $10. It's absolutely, everything is amazing that way. In this, it made a whole bunch of it. I don't know if you could meal prep it, just kind of keep the cheese and stuff cool in the fridge and then try to heat it up, but I would be worried that you'd scald it or burn the cheese. So I wouldn't recommend it, but it can be done. This is amazing. This was a very good idea, and I'm glad I tried it. You got to try it and let me know how it went.
And there you have it. Holy crap, I did not realize I was going to make so much stuff. I only had like half a loaf of bread. You can just do a bunch of these. This feeds so many people. It's under our budget. The big expenditure is your cheese and your crawfish, and the crawfish was like $5. And it was frozen, like it's already pre-cooked and stuff. You can use some leftovers if you have a big crawfish boil or whatever. Just do that. Add it to your, like, grilled cheese. Like, this is amazing. Make quesadillas with it. I'm just kind of giving you all free videos instead of just doing multiples. I can probably revisit this with some other kind of meat for the quesadilla stuff. So I'm very much looking forward to that. If you do it differently, you want to see me do it different, let me know. There's a comment section down the bottom. That's what it's there for. Put a comment in the comment section, right? Or you can also find us on social media, Facebook, Pinterest, Patreon, with all those that live in between Paycheck's Kitchen, except for Instagram. We had to shorten it down to Living Between over there. Me, Osprey Nerdy, I'm on all of those, including Twitter and over on TikTok. But mostly I'm just talking about nerd stuff, painting miniatures, comic books, amp guard, LARPing, whatever. But hit us up, let us know. I'll revisit this, and y'all be safe, y'all be good. Remember, this is not healthy. Be very careful eating this, and I'll see y'all next time.